Here's how you can use if statement in your Python coding project. Let's start with the simplest form, the if statement. The syntax is straightforward. So you first type if, and then followed by a condition, and then a semicolon. And you write your code at the bottom part. The code will be run if the condition is true. If we want to determine if today is a hot day, and if it's a hot day, if the temperature is larger than 25, we can do this in Python like this. We first type temperature equals to 30 degrees. That means today is 30 degrees hot. And then we'll type if temperature is larger than 25. What we do is to print it's a hot day. Shift enter. There we go. Since the temperature is 30 degrees, which 30 degrees is 30 is higher than 25. Thus it will run and it will print it's a hot day here. Now a quick reminder that the body of the if statement must be indented, like there's a space. Python uses indentation to determine the code blocks. Failing to indent properly will result in an indentation error. So up next is the if-else statement. This allows us to provide another option if the condition is met. Here's how it works. So as similar to what we saw up here, we first have an if condition and a semicolon, and certain code that will run if the condition is true. But what we need to add is the else clause right here. If the condition is false, and it will run the code under the else clause. Here's an example. If we want to determine a certain person is an adult or not, he or she must be larger than 18 years old, right? We can do it like this. Let's say a person is 16 years old. And if the person's age is larger or equal to 18, what we do? We'll print you are an adult. Remember that, yeah. You are an adult. Else, what will we do? It will print you are a minor. There we go. Shift enter. Since the age is 16, which doesn't fulfill this condition, 16 is not larger or equal to 18. Thus, it will jump directly to the else clause and run what's in here, which is to print you are minor. Then, it's the if else statement. This is useful when you have multiple conditions to check, and the syntax looks like this. So similar to what we have shown here, we have the if clause, and then we'll have the else if clause. If the first condition is not met, it will see if the second condition is met. If the second condition is met, it will run the code for condition 2 here. If the first condition is not met, and the second condition is not met, it will run the code under the else clause. Let's say there's a school that wants to determine the student's grade depending on their score. If a person scores higher or equal to 90, it will get a grade A. Or if the person scores higher or equal to 80, it will get a grade B. And if a person scores higher or equal to 70, it will get a grade C. If the person got a lower mark than 70, it will print better luck next time. So we can do it in Python. So let's say if a student got 85 marks here, and then we'll use the if else statement here. If the score is higher or equal to 90, what we do? We'll print, it's a grade, right? And then follow by an else if the score is higher or equal to 80, then we can print grade B. And then if the score is higher or equals to 70, it will print grade C. it'll print a grade C. If all these are not the case, then we'll print better luck next time. Shift enter. There we go. Because the score 85, it's not higher or equal to than 90, right? So it will jump to if the first else if clause here. It's because the score is 85, which doesn't fulfill this statement, right? 85, it's not higher or equal than 90. So it will jump to the first else if clause here, which the score 85 is larger or equal to 80. Thus, it will print grade B as the output. So something to remind is that the order of an if clause is important when a condition is used in the range. And secondly, remember, the computer will run if statements from top to bottom. Here's the wrong example. Let's take the same if statement from the previous case by swapping the two condition sections. It is an if statement with the wrong order. It's wrong order. So we'll swap here. We'll swap the section of grade C and grade A. What will we give? It got grade C. So we can see that if a student scoring 85 will be categorized as grade C when it should be given as a grade B. So since the condition score larger than or equals to 70 returns true when the mark is 85, and the 85 fulfills both the condition of larger or equal to 70 and larger or equal to 80. Therefore, with such order in the if statement, the first condition is already met in the nested if, and grade C will be printed instead of grade B. A score fulfilling larger or equals to 80 will always, at the same time, fulfill larger and equal to 70, as larger or equal than 80 is a subset in larger or equal to 70, meaning anything fulfilling the subset will always be fulfilled with the outer set. There may be items that fulfills the outer set but not the proper subset. When we include two conditions in a nested if statement, if one of them is the subset of another, the subset should be placed first, followed by a larger set. So here's a correct example. We'll use another example here. Let's say there are 3 people here, and then the bank is willing to match their credit score to the amount of money they have. So there are 3 people here. Peter owns 35, Timmy owns 25, and Ben owns 15. And if a person owns larger or equal to 30, that means he got a grade A credit score. If a person owns equals or larger than 20, then he has a grade B credit score. At last, if a person owns larger or equal to 10, then he has a grade C credit score. So we can see that a person meeting the condition of only larger or equal to 30 also fulfills the condition of only larger or equal to 20, which is person A. On the other hand, the condition of larger or equal to 20 is a subset of larger or equal to 10. Therefore, the order should be like this. Let's say there's a person that owns $35 here. If the person owns larger or equal to $30, it will print a grade A. Else, if the person owned larger or equal to 20, then it will print a grade B. Else if the person owns larger or equal to 10, it will then print grade C. Else, if all of these are not the case, it will print you'd better earn some cash, all right. There we go. Just like before, remember that each block must be indented. If you try to skip the indentation, Python won't know which block is which block. Also, when you check for equality in conditions, make sure to differentiate between the assignment operator and the equality operator, 2 equals. Always use 2 equals, remember. If you mistakenly write if age equals to 18, let's say, we'll print wrong. Yes, invalid syntax. Maybe you meant double equals or, the other assignment here. Remember, in the if statement, that to check if both of them is an equality, make sure to use double equal. Shift-Enter. Okay, that's a semicolon. Missing. There we go. Now you know the Python if statements. Watch this video next to learn about Python loops. See you there.